Welcome to Nick on Knicks, where your boy N.I.C rants about the latest Knicks game. And tonight's game was an absolute heartbreaker. The Knicks bullshitted themselves for 3 3/4. They turn it on down 22 late in the third quarter. They battle back. They get the lead by 3 at one point in the fourth. They go back down by, I think, as many as 6 in the fourth. They get it to a point where they are all tied up in the waning moments. And then they take the lead. They're up by 2. Josh Hart, he fouls Kobe White. I know a lot of people online are saying it wasn't a foul. He only hit his hair, which isn't exactly fair because, Kobe White has a lot of hair. And whatever the case may be, the refs called it. He went to the line. He calmly sank all three free throws. The Knicks call a timeout. They inbound to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson does a fadeaway on the baseline that went as far down as you can go without going through the basket. It rolls out, dances on the rim for another second, and then eventually falls off the rim, and the Knicks lose 124-123 to the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls are now 5-7. The Knicks sit at 5-6. And just like this entire season, the lack of consistency once again comes back and bites us in the ass. Clyde was saying it all night. Knicks couldn't get 2 straight baskets. They couldn't get 2 straight stops. And then when they do end up putting it all together, they're down by so much that they get to a point where, even if they do everything right for a while, if they're not absolutely perfect, they end up losing the game. And that's exactly what happened. Way too many mistakes throughout the game. Lackluster defensive effort throughout the game. It is extremely clear when you look at this Knicks team and you look at our wins and you look at our losses. In our wins, we typically hold teams under 100 points. And our losses, we give up in the 120s, maybe even the 130s. And that's not how we're going to win basketball games. That's not how a Tom Thibodeau team typically plays. And we cannot seem to figure it out. We figure it out for one night. We figure it out for one quarter, but we cannot consistently figure it out and get the type of defensive effort that this team needs to be a winner in this league, to be a team that's actually going to do something this season. I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, but at least we can look at the great comeback and we can take some, some excitement in that. We can be excited about the fact that this team never quits. No. This team needs to be the type of team that takes care of business. It's the team that I've seen these last few years. We take care of business against the bum-ass teams. The Bulls are not a bum-ass team. They're 5-7, but they've had some tight games with some very legitimate teams. But overall, man, it's so maddening watching this team and just the lack of consistency, especially when it comes to defensive effort. We waste an all-time great game by Cat. Cat was unstoppable, 46 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. And we waste an all-time great comeback. I don't know exactly what's going to need to happen for guys like Mikal Bridges to decide to just bring it the entire game. Bridges' stats almost always look exactly the same. He shoots around 50%. He scores around 17 points. He has a couple dimes and he has a few rebounds. But I need a few more rebounds from him. And just the eye test, he's not defensively digging in for the entire game. He's just not. And when Levine got off and went crazy in the second quarter, it was mostly Bridges. It's second and third quarter, Levine went nuts. And it was Bridges who was guarding him during that time for a lot of it. Bridges, you got to be better. You look like a decent defender right now. You don't look like a great defender. And I thought you were a great defender before you came to the Knicks. OG struggled shooting the ball early, but I thought that, overall, OG played pretty decent. He was definitely still having an impact on the defensive end. You could pretty much count on that nightly from OG and Anunoby. At the beginning of the game, I liked that I saw that Bridges was hunting his middies. They gave out the stat. Breen, I think, said it. He's 63% in the mid-range this season. Seems like he never misses with that little fadeaway in the paint, but I don't think he shoots it enough. He doesn't hunt it enough. He looked focused on the D at the beginning against Kobe White. Knicks started off, they were missing a ton of bunnies. They were missing a lot of shots they typically should make. Towns missed a layup to start off the game. But the defense, specifically against the three early on, was lackluster. We were not getting out on three-point shooters. They were coming down and they were making one or two passes, one dribble penetration, one pass, wide open three. Wide open threes and dunks and layups all night long. I don't know what we got to do, but we got to do something, man. We got to get right. The first quarter was shit. We scored 22 points. We gave up 29 and just looked like the team that played last night, quite frankly. I still think Tibbs needs to open up this rotation a little bit. I still don't love the minutes distribution. I thought we found some good minutes for Brunson to get a rest, and I thought that's why he finished strong down the stretch. Brunson had a fadeaway. He hit the last two buckets before that final bucket rimmed out for him. He hit a fadeaway, and from about 18 feet. Then he got all the way to the rim, put it off the glass to give us the 2-point lead before the foul by Josh Hart. But when you take a look at the box score and you see OG played 35, Josh Hart played 33, Cat played 39. He also went knee to knee towards the end of the game, playing defense on Levine. Refs swallowed their whistles right there, didn't want to foul Cat out. I am willing to admit when they do something that goes our way. I didn't hate the refs tonight. I hate the refs most nights. Jalen Brunson was 9 of 20, 3 of 9 from behind the arc. He played 34 minutes. Deuce played 23. But then you get Campaign playing 16 minutes and 59 seconds. And so he basically played 17. I thought Campaign was fantastic tonight. 4 for 4 from the field, 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Hit a big momentum three during the comeback. And I thought that overall he gave us really good minutes, which is why you were able to get those Brunson minutes down to that 35 range as opposed to the 40 range, which we see him at typically in close games. Matt Ryan looks lost. He's a cone on defense. He only puts up one shot. It wasn't even a three. I need better from Matt Ryan. I don't know why Matt Ryan is getting the Pacome minutes. I know that Matt Ryan has hit a lot of shots in this league. He's been a consistent three-point shooter. I think he shot 45% last year. But Pacome, whenever I've seen him get in the floor, he's looked somewhat competent. He's definitely not a worse defender than Matt Ryan. And I think on offense, other than just straight dead-eye shooting, he gives you a lot more as far as his creativity, his ability to put the ball on the floor and get all the way to the rim. Jericho Sims plays 9 minutes, 0 for 0 attempts, doesn't get a shot off. I didn't think Sims looked horrible tonight, but he never gives you anything. He had 3 rebounds. He had 3 assists. Couple, times I thought he had some offensive rebounds and kicked it out for some, good assists, but he's not even looking at the rim. He doesn't give you anything. And clearly Tibbs doesn't trust him that much because he played him 9 minutes. I know Cat's going off, but towards the end of the game, Cat was gassed. He was gassed. If we could have just found a little 90-second, plus a timeout, so it ends up being 4 minutes, time to get him a little bit of a blow in the fourth, I think that could have helped. The Tibbs minute police sometimes, they drive me nuts, but I honestly feel like there has been some really good examples here recently of our guys wilting in the fourth because in close games, they just play way too many minutes. Josh Hart, that foul was fucking stupid. I don't care what anybody says about the Kobe White's hair and this and that. Josh Hart, you just can't give the ref a chance to blow a whistle right there. You had the hand on him low on the hip, and you clearly caught his hair with the arm. It's hard for a ref to not make that call right there. It's an advantage for him to have all that hair, yes. But still, come on, man. You just can't. You just can't. You don't even need to jump right there. You get screened, and you're trailing behind him right there, and he's pulling up and shooting a three. Hey, let him. If he hits a three, he hits the three. God bless him. But you cannot foul him right there under any circumstance. Make him hit the shot. Oh, man. Karl-Anthony Towns was frustrated with the refs all night. And again, both him and Brunson just don't get the whistle that matches the caliber of player that they are in the slightest. There was a couple times I thought that cat got fouled and just got no call. One time he goes up for a jump hook, he airballs it. He's screaming that he got hit on the arm. I don't know if he got hit on the arm, but I don't see him airball too many jump hooks from 4 feet away. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess he got fouled there. We need more pick and rolls between Brunson and Cat throughout the entire game. I thought late in the fourth quarter, the Knicks did a better job of just running that over and over again until it created a good shot, which it almost always is. I thought Brunson, when he came back in the game after the long rest, he did a great job of picking his spots and not forcing, trying his best to feed Cat. But when it came down to it, being aggressive. And that last shot, man, he did everything he could. The ball's halfway down. That's at least the third time that I've seen that happen to Brunson since he's been a Knick. A possible walk-off last-second game-winning shot that did everything but go down and rims out. Basketball gods, can we get one of those to fall for us? Please. Please. Just a tough night, man. Tough L. You beat Philadelphia. You beat them handedly. You control that game. You basically are ahead almost the entire game. I think in the third quarter, they had 1 point where they jumped up by 2, but then the Knicks immediately took charge of that game, and they go on the 12-0 run, end of third, beginning of fourth quarter, and they look like, the type of team that we expect. Again, under 100 points. We play D. I didn't think Philly looked really good on offense. Embiid obviously looked very rusty. He is not in shape. But I thought the Knicks took care of business in the game, especially a game where Brunson once again didn't shoot very well. And even in this game, man, Brunson was 9 of 20. When he would start to get it going, he would hit a 3, and then the next shot, we couldn't get any type of momentum going early. We couldn't get stops. And then even in the fourth quarter, when we started to play well on offense and we, took the lead, and then, we were close, we were going back and forth. Again, not enough stops. Too many threes for them. Wide open threes. Or getting all the way to the rim for dunks. We have to figure out a way to be able to contest and to be able to get these guys off of their spot where they have to make a pass or they have to put the ball on the floor or something. It seems like it's just way too easy for these guys to get a wide open 3 every possession. Breen said it many times. He said the Knicks are just a step slow tonight. And then we turn it on when around 4 minutes left to go in the third. And you know what? How often have we seen it? The team that is down a bunch, they come all the way back, but they can't quite get it done. How often have we seen it? Would have been nice if the basketball gods let us get this one. If Brunson would have just that. I mean, come on, man. Could somebody have farted in MSG when that ball was rolling around the rim and have it drop? Anything. It's early in the season. I'm not pulling the panic button. I'm not losing it just yet. But I would really like to see this team show some consistency over a couple games in a row and not just have these spurts and starts and continue to have these peaks and valleys. It's a small sample size. It's early in the season, but the Knicks have to be better. They have to be more consistent. Tom Thibodeau has to open up this rotation, and these guys got to play consistent, tight, in-your-face defense for 48 minutes. Because we ain't done that all season. Mikal Bridges, specifically you. You ain't done that all season. I'm tired of trying to, find silver linings in these losses against these teams that we should have won. These teams that we should be beating. I'm tired of this shit already, man. We're better than this. It's early. We're 5-6, okay? I am in no way, shape, or form giving up on this team. But we have to figure some things out. Chemistry, I understand, takes time to build. Effort and intensity, those should be a given. You put on this uniform, you play for this coach, and you play for this organization, that should be a given. That's how it was when I was a kid in the 90s. And that shit went away for a long time. And here recently, it's come back, and nobody is happier than me. Get this shit figured out, New York Knicks. Get it figured out. It's your boy Nick on Knicks. Peace.